A feedlot in northern Scottsbluff has received a conditional use permit to increase their capacity by 75%. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a public hearing was held last Monday in regards to Marger Properties feedlot along Highway 71, just south of the Sioux County line, during the Scottsbluff County Commissioners meeting. Building and Zoning Director Bill Mabin says back in 2011, the feedlot was granted a conditional use permit for up to 10,000 head of cattle, and this request would modify that permit to allow them to expand north and add an additional 7,500 head of cattle. Mabin says the Nebraska DEQ has already signed off on the required documentation and says there would be little to no impact on neighboring properties.
It shows prevalent wind patterns in the direction of mostly uninhabited surrounding areas. So if you look at that map, pretty much where the strongest winds are going is going to be out in the middle of pastures. There was one house to the west that's been there the whole time anyway, but it was going to get a little bit closer because of the annexation north there.
The commissioners unanimously voted in favor of approving the amended conditional use permit. Well, the Gering City Council tonight will consider approval of the settlement agreement intended to resolve the missed payment of franchise fees to the county by Allo Communications. Under the plan approved last week by the Scottsbluff City Council, Scottsbluff County would make annual payments of $77,685 to Allo, which in turn would add $25,000 for disbursement to the two cities within 10 days of receiving the county's portion. Scottsbluff would receive just over $63,000 a year and Gering $19,000, with the first payment anticipated to be made by the county in early November. The Gering City Council will also be considering an LB 840 assistance agreement between the city and Monument Inn and Suites. Well, coming up after the break, a chilly start to the morning, but temperatures crawled up into the low 70s. The Lawyer's in with your full week forecast right after this on KNEB.TV News.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
Hi, I'm Michelle Perkins of Remax Regency. After branching out, I've returned home to my roots, to the land from which I came and my family has held for 5 generations.
Michelle truly understands what home means and treats you like family as she guides you through the buying and selling process, bringing the latest pricing tools that are not currently being used in this area to sell your home at the highest price in the least amount of time, and to ensure that you do not overpay when buying.
So just give me a call, kick back, Remax, and settle down.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the KNEB Storm Center, your trusted source for weather.
We're going to be dealing with clear skies across the area this evening. The good news is the winds are going to go down. See here by 7 o'clock or so, only at 13 miles an hour, then dropping off overnight tonight. Those winds have been gusty today. They're going to be down a little bit tomorrow, and then Wednesday and Thursday right back with us again, as we're going to stay pretty active. We've had a cold front come through. Those winds coming out of the west warming us up today, but very strong winds that are going to continue here over the course of the next several days. 73 yesterday for a high after a morning low of 66. 31 this morning. It was even down colder than that in some areas. Nothing in the rain gauge. Had a trace yesterday officially for the month now. But look at this yearly total. We are 6 1/3 inches, over 6 1/3 inches below normal, and that's continued our drought conditions here across the region. If you missed this Friday, the latest drought map, extreme drought conditions covering most of our region. We certainly can get rid of those anytime if we can get some rain. 72 in Hayes. There's Hastings at 71. We've got 60s and 70s, which are not bad out here for right now. We continue with those 60s and 70s here across the Panhandle in southeastern Wyoming. The bad news is these winds, and they have been nasty all day. Started picking up in eastern Wyoming 8, 9 o'clock this morning, and then have spread out across the Panhandle here before the lunch hour, and they've hung on. Still winds sustained, 20 in Sydney, 22 in Torrington, 26 in Wheatland, 22 sustained winds in Cheyenne, up in Lusk as well. And we've had wind gusts on top of these over 60 miles an hour in places today. So another very windy day. Tomorrow it's going to be calmer, not calm, but calmer than where we were today. It'll be sunny on the way to school, not quite as cold as this morning. Still going to want a jacket though. 37 on the way there. We'll double that up on the way home and get you into the mid-70s tomorrow with less wind than what we had today. So as we go through the overnight hours tonight, we're going to be mainly clear, quiet out there, nothing happening. Beautiful night to look up at the stars and the moon. 30s for the most part. Could see a couple of areas maybe at 40. Most of us will be in the 30s. Not as cold as what we were this morning. Again, 20 for a low this morning in Alliance. We'll get back to those sub-freezing temperatures again later in the week. Partly cloudy skies, especially by tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be a nicer day tomorrow because the winds are going to be down. Temps going to be very similar to what they were today, and you'll see some showers off to the north. We might sneak a few showers in here Wednesday. Highs tomorrow going to be in the mid and upper 70s for a lot of us in the northern Panhandle, though, in northern areas from Lusk over to Valentine, upper 60s to near 70s, so not quite as warm there. And nothing in the rain gauge for the next 24 hours to 36 hours. But again, we might sneak a couple of showers. I wouldn't hold your breath and don't hold me to it, but there's a chance we might see a few around here on Wednesday. Clear, chilly tonight. Lows down around 36. Winds still at 10 to 20. They'll decrease late. For tomorrow, mainly sunny skies. You look at that temperature tomorrow at 77. That will be nice. Now, I said calmer winds, not calm though. Still 10 to 20 miles an hour here across the region for tomorrow. And then our 7-day forecast, we stay windy again Wednesday. And look at Thursday right now. We're looking at highs maybe only near 50. With windy conditions, it'll feel even colder than that. We could fall well into the low 20s Thursday night into early Friday. Then we warm up a bit. Saturday still looks breezy and about 70. But Sunday, Monday, another system comes through with those winds on Saturday, bringing temps back down into the upper 40s to near 50. So we have a couple of stretches there with above normal temps. Most of it, though, it's going to be colder, windy, and maybe a bit more active. Hopefully we can sneak a few showers in there Wednesday and maybe again on Saturday.
Allo Communications has an exciting update on our Allo for Education program. This season alone, we have donated another $125,000 to local schools across our neighborhoods. That's over $325,000 since we started. We are committed to our communities, our schools, closing the digital divide, and building a brighter future for our students. Make the switch to Allo today and we'll donate $50 to the participating school of your choice. Allo for Education ends on September 30th, so hurry and visit us at allofiber.com/education.
Certain things go together, like baseball and hot dogs, or peanut butter and jelly. Then there are things that certainly don't, like electricity and water. To help protect yourself when the two might meet, like basements, garages, kitchens, bathrooms, or even the outdoors, make sure to have protection through ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs. If you don't have GFCIs installed, contact a qualified electrician to install them for you. Always use caution when you're near electricity and water. Brought to you by Chimney Rock Public Power District, your touchstone energy partner, the power of human connections.
Welcome back. A November sentencing date has been set for one of 4 young men charged in connection with a shots fired incident on the northwestern edge of Scottsbluff nearly 1 year ago. Court records say 18-year-old Jacob Enriquez last week entered a no-contest plea to attempted kidnapping, which was a Class 2A felony, which was reduced from felony unlawful discharge of a firearm. Enriquez was arrested following the October 24th incident in the 2700 block of West 35th Street, in which shots were fired at an occupied house and a vehicle that had 2 people exiting just moments prior. In exchange for the plea, a second charge of unlawful discharge of a firearm and use of a firearm to commit a felony, which are both Class 1D and 1C felonies respectively, were dropped. Prosecutors said in the agreement they would recommend probation during sentencing, which is scheduled for November 20th at 9 a.m. Sticking with the courts is a 49-year-old Scottsbluff woman who was arrested last November following the execution of a search warrant that yielded meth, scales, baggies, and cash, has been sentenced. Angela Flores was sentenced to a total of 2 years of probation on Friday in Scottsbluff County District Court. In August, she pleaded guilty to 2 counts of distribution of an exceptionally hazardous drug, and in exchange for her plea, prosecutors dismissed a second felony case from 2019. And a 34-year-old Scottsbluff man who is facing a mandatory minimum of 5 years in prison after getting caught with 40 grams of methamphetamine during a November traffic stop is back in custody. Jeffrey McClure failed to show up to sentencing back in May, and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. McClure was eventually located in Colorado, and court records show he was booked into the Scottsbluff County Detention Center on Thursday at 6:45 p.m. He has already forfeited the $4,500 he posted to bond out and is likely to be back in court sometime this week to answer to the charges. Well, straight ahead, the Scottsbluff Bearcats continue to roll after a slow start and have a dominating homecoming victory Friday night at Bearcat Stadium. We'll have all the highlights right after this.
I've struggled with my weight since I was 13, but weight loss surgery changed my life. I've lost 120 pounds, 80 inches, and gained a whole new outlook on life.
Weight loss surgery may be the answer to your weight and health problems. Regional West offers the support of skilled surgeons and a dedicated bariatric team for your journey to a healthier you. Learn more about weight loss options at Regional West. It's time for a new you.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Home buying is filled with decisions. Neighborhood, floor plan, fenced yard. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home. Home buying is filled with decisions. Square feet, fixer-upper, room to grow. Make one choice that's easy. Start with FNBO first. We'll guide you home.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Taking a look at the latest today from the FNBO Sports Desk, and the Scottsbluff Bearcats won their homecoming game on Friday night over Lexington 33-14 as they improved to 4-3 on the season. First quarter, Scottsbluff senior running back Alex Galindo scored his 13th touchdown of the season with 9 minutes 24 seconds to play in the first quarter to give the Cats the early 7-0 lead. Lexington was able to tie the game at the 3-minute mark in the first quarter when Alex Ramos scored on a 12-yard touchdown run. After running for more than 200 yards a week ago in a win over Gering, Ramos put up 100 yards with a pair of scores on Friday. The final play of the first quarter provided points for the Bearcats. With about 2 seconds left on the clock, quarterback Brett Hill threw a deep pass and connected with tight end Trevor Schwartz for a 46-yard touchdown. Now some sloppy play from both offenses highlighted the second quarter. Caden West threw 2 interceptions for Lexington, and Hill threw a pick for Scottsbluff. Bearcats led at halftime 14-7. After the Bruner interception return for a touchdown at the 8:51 mark of the third quarter, Scottsbluff took control of the game. Galindo made it another multi-touchdown game with a 1-yard run with 2:23 to play in the third. And then, with 4 minutes 7 seconds left in the game, Hill capped off a grinded-out, time-consuming drive with a 1-yard touchdown to give the Bearcats an insurmountable lead. Ramos scored his second touchdown with 1:41 to go. And that final score again, 33-14 in favor of Scottsbluff. The Bearcats have a huge district game on tap at McCook next week, while the 2-5 Minutemen host Alliance. Let's take a look now at other regional high school football scores from around the region on Friday night. That is the latest today right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Ryan Murphy in for Chris Cottrell, and your community calendar right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can focus on what matters most. Small business, you're the engine that makes our communities thrive. That's why we're with you, providing more for you, so you can earn more, save more, and do more.
For the past 44 years, Platte Valley Vacuum and Sewing has been serving the Wyobraska area. That's quite a long time. At Platte Valley Vac and Sew, you'll find quality sewing machines, quilting and embroidery machines, even sergers, from name brands such as Pfaff and Babylock, both known for their well-made machinery. Keep in mind you'll receive one-on-one lessons with your machine purchase. Platte Valley Vac and Sew also offers a fine selection of 100% cotton quilting fabrics and a great selection of threads and notions to assist you in most any quilting or embroidery project you might have. For all your sewing machine quilting needs, stop by Platte Valley Vac and Sew, downtown Scottsbluff.
When you call Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, you will have options. Repair it, rebuild it, or update it. Whether your furnace stops working or your bathtub won't drain, Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating provides the services you need to be comfortable. Weekends, holidays, or late nights, we will be there. With over 30 years of service, our certified technicians and cutting-edge technology can keep your systems running at their peak efficiency. Gearing Valley Plumbing and Heating, every time we enter your home, we leave it a better place to live.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
At Platte Valley Bank, we believe it shouldn't cost you money to access your money. That's why we offer free ATMs anytime, anywhere. Whether you are across town or traveling abroad, there won't be an added expense to access the funds in your Platte Valley Bank account. Free ATMs are just one of the great benefits of banking with us. Stop by to talk to one of our friendly associates to discuss what else Platte Valley Bank has to offer.
And finally tonight, this is Fall Cleanup Week in Scottsbluff, where residents have an opportunity to dispose of solid waste to clean up their properties in one designated location with multiple roll-off containers. Environmental Service Director Jordan Dietrich says having one location at the Westmore Pool parking lot will make it easier for everyone than having multiple locations.
Last time we had 4 different locations, and each location we just had a single dumpster. And so those dumpsters were getting full pretty quick. And so we had a lot of times when there wasn't space. So we decided to change it up a little bit and just do one location, 4 dumpsters. So hopefully we'll be able to have more space available to people throughout the whole week.
This week's cleanup began at noon today and will run through noon on Thursday. Diedrich notes that this is for Scottsbluff residents only, with no commercial dumping and no tires, electronics, yard waste, or more. And one programming note, there will be no KNB.TV newscast tomorrow, October 13th, but I will be back on the desk on Wednesday. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you here next time.